Every day your device fleet generates thousands of data points. But how much of that data are you actively using? Can you determine if there are patterns to devices dropping from Wi-Fi or cellular? Can you understand if low priority applications are consuming too much data, or if a battery will last the end of a shift? With the SOTI XSight operational intelligence dashboards, you can see all this data and more. Importantly, interact with it to get the insights you need. But how do we get started? This is where SOTI XSight analysis profiles are used. Hi, my name's Richard, and in this video we'll review how to create an analysis profile, how to make sure the devices receive the analysis profile, and when to expect the data to appear in the operational intelligence dashboards. To get started with creating our analysis profiles, we can go to the SOTI XSight web console, select the menu and choose Operational Intelligence. From there we can go to the Profile drop-down, click the plus button and then select Analysis Profile. This is where we can add our analysis profile, name it and provide all the settings that the SOTI XSight device agent requires. Once we've provided a name, we can then choose the platform that this profile will target. We can choose from Android or Windows Modern. I'll select Android for this walkthrough. We'll then select the SOTI MobiControl instance where these devices reside. If you have one SOTI MobiControl instance, this will be referred to as default instance. When we click Next, we can then indicate which devices within SOTI MobiControl we're looking to target with this profile. We can select a device group or multiple device groups, and also use a custom attribute expression. A custom attribute is an organization-specific reference that you can add to your devices in SOTI MobiControl and SOTI XSight. For example, we have here a custom attribute for site, indicating the site where the device resides. This is set in SOTI MobiControl, synchronized to SOTI XSight, and this is a two-way sync as well. And we can say specifically that we're looking to include devices with a specific site ID. For this example, I'll select the Rocket Co retail device group and all of the child device groups underneath this, and then click Next. Next, we would specify the data collection settings used by the SOTI XSight agent on the device for this analysis profile. The first option is the collection mode with a recommendation of standard. Standard means that in general, each raw item of data will be collected every 15 minutes, but this does depend on the context of the data, whether we're looking at app usage, battery usage, cellular, etc. If I pick battery status as an example, a raw item of data will be collected every 15 minutes unless an event occurs to trigger an earlier collection. For example, if my device is at 95% battery now and a collection occurs, if 15 minutes later the battery level is the same, another collection will happen. If 4 minutes after that my battery level drops to 94%, that will be an event to trigger an earlier collection. And these will all vary dependent on the specific context: cellular, data, web app usage, etc. Now the collection mode can vary, optimized for battery, meaning that raw data will be collected less frequently, or optimized for accuracy, more frequently, but please note this has no bearing on the data being sent to the SOTI XSight server or visible in the dashboards. It's just looking at the raw data collection for the SOTI XSight agent. After this, we can indicate the agent's data upload settings, whether it will upload data to the server on Wi-Fi or Ethernet, whether you wish to include cellular or cellular and roaming within this as well. From there, we can indicate which raw items of data we're looking for the agent to collect and which dashboards we're looking to populate. I can select all of these or some, dependent on my requirements. For example, I may choose not to select cellular because my devices are only connected using Wi-Fi. Clicking Next brings us to our final screen where we indicate the roles that are allowed to either manage and edit this analysis profile, view the profile, or not see it altogether. If you have multiple roles, for example, administrators, technicians at various different levels, you can grant them access as required. We'll then click Save to store our analysis profile. Now that the analysis profile is created, it will be received by the SOTI XSight device agent on your device, as we can see here. If I select specifically the operational intelligence section and click the three dots next to that, we can see that the Rocket Co retail analysis profile is listed. This means that raw data, as we indicated in the profile, will start to be collected on the device. It may be that you've created the analysis profile, however, but you can't see it listed on the agent as we can see here. If that's the case, here are 3 important considerations to keep in mind. Firstly, make sure that your devices reside in the SOTI Mobi controlled device groups that you specified when creating the analysis profile. Second, the SOTI XSight agent needs to be installed and connected to the SOTI XSight server on port 5493 as we can see specified. Please refer to our separate resource and tutorial for generating and installing the SOTI XSight agent for more information. Third, SOTI XSight needs to know about new devices. If your devices are newly enrolled into SOTI Mobi Control or a device group has just been created, SOTI XSight may not know about it yet. This is handled by an automatic hourly sync between SOTI Mobi Control and SOTI XSight. However, if on occasion you need this to take place earlier, you can go to the SOTI XSight web console to manually start the sync. But on occasion, if you require the sync to happen earlier, perhaps you are using a test or a staging device, you can go to the SOTI XSight web console, the menu, and choose the option for Sync Mobi Control Info. The SOTI XSight agent has been connected. The analysis profile has been received. We can see that the synchronization between SOTI Mobi Control and SOTI XSight has occurred. Yet, there doesn't seem to be data in our dashboards. Why is this? Well, the operational intelligence dashboards are designed to provide rich interactive insights over days, weeks, months, and allowing you to see key operational trends and their variation over time. First though, data needs to be collected from the device fleet, sent to the SOTI XSight server and processed. This isn't an instantaneous process. However, the XSight agent has already started work. We can compare what's happening with the process of cooking a meal. We start with our raw ingredients, and at some point those raw ingredients will be combined together as they are cooked. Once the cooking process is complete, the result is plated and then served. The same type of flow is used by the operational intelligence dashboards. We start with our raw device data being collected on the device by the SOTI XSight agent. At a particular time interval, that information, that raw data will be combined together, cooked, ready to be sent to the SOTI XSight server. Once it's received by the SOTI XSight server, it's plated together or aggregated, ready to be presented or served to the dashboards, the user interface. Now, all of these steps are happening at particular time intervals. The raw data, as we reviewed, happens on the device side, and if we're using the standard recommended collector, this is on average every 15 minutes. Cooked data also happens on the device side on the SOTI XSight agent, and this is essentially raw data that is summarized, formatted, packeted together, ready to be sent to the SOTI XSight server. In terms of when this data is sent, there are 2 settings we need to keep in mind. Both of these settings can be accessed through the SOTI XSight web console, going to the menu and selecting the settings area. If we select data collection, we can see that there are 2 fields, data delivery and data delivery window size. Data delivery has a default setting of 3 hours and data delivery window size has a default setting of 1 hour. Let's look at an example with the default 3-hour data delivery. If our device receives its analysis profile at, let's say, 8 o'clock in the morning, that means that there's going to be a 3-hour data collection period, meaning that 3 hours of raw data related to battery, cellular, application usage and more will be gathered until 11 AM. At that point, the data will be packeted together, ready to send to the SOTI XSight server. The data delivery window, with a default setting of 1 hour, means that there will be a staggered time that devices will send this data to the server. One device could send at 11:01, another device could send at 11:15, another one at 11:30. Devices will send their data within the delivery window, but it's staggered, which is beneficial for hundreds or thousands of devices reporting their data to SOTI XSight. Once the data has been received by the server, there is a further summary stage, an aggregation stage, where all of the individual device data is combined together, aggregated, ready to serve to the web console and the dashboards that we see. Now, the aggregation stage takes place once a day, so although some dashboards may populate a little bit earlier, as a general rule, we expect that yesterday's data will be visible in the console today. So if we fast forward by a day, we see that our device is now populating data within the dashboards. We now have analytics relating to battery, application, network, and more. And of course, it's not just one device. All of the devices targeted by the analysis profile will be feeding data to SOTI XSight, providing rich operational insights to make decisions from. Thanks for joining us in this video where we've walked through how to create an operational intelligence analysis profile. We've reviewed how to customize the analysis profile for our needs and when to expect the data to appear in the operational intelligence dashboards. As more data keeps being gathered, we're able to build a rich picture of the state of operations and an understanding of how to resolve issues before they even occur. For more resources, like and subscribe to the SOTI YouTube channel. And for more information about the SOTI One platform, visit soti.net.